I'm Zane Clodfelter. That's Preston Leinenbach. We're so excited because the last time we recorded one.
Found him.
Yeah, the last time we recorded this was Sunday, and then he went missing, and we haven't seen him since.
We don't know how it happened.
Until literally right there. So she said she picked it up, right?
Yeah, she saw that he was neglected and took care of it for us in the meantime, and brought it back. So it's brought Eugene back home.
No, yeah, very exciting. So
I'm trying to word that like.
Might have that blowfish so I can leave it for you guys. Let you all blow up and leave it here.
okay.
Might have a fish that dog me down, you know what I mean?
Okay.
The dog and all that stuff and cleaned it.
Okay.
Right.
And that. So let's, now that we have Eugene here, let's get the series recap started. Coming into the series, we thought that Evansville was going to have to at least take the series 2 out of 3. I thought they had to sweep. Unfortunately, Normal takes 2 out of 3. Leaving tonight now, the Otters are 4.5 out of first place in the division. I just checked the wild card standings. The Otters are 2.5 out of a wild card spot, but the caveat there is you're going to have to pass 4 teams. So right now, the playoff picture not looking the best, considering they lost this series here this week.
Yeah, this was going to be a telling week, I think. Lost just a couple weeks left, but more importantly, taking on Normal, the division leader for Evansville, and also an important series coming up against Florence, who again is kind of right in the same spot with Evansville, flirting with that 500 mark. They're trying to leapfrog each other and obviously improve their positioning. Obviously, like you said, not being able to get 2 out of the series is big. Evansville's really got to lock it down, take care of business against Florence, and try to set themselves up for another, hopefully, chance to take care of home cooking next week when they return home. But yeah, this is a tough series for Evansville to take. But I do have to give them credit. I think by all means they can play with Normal. The Otters can play with Normal. We saw that Tuesday night. Yes, it was not quite the pitcher's duel, high scoring, 13-11. Evansville gave a good fight back after giving up the early lead. The offense did show its potential. Tonight, just couldn't quite get it done in the first game. Luckily, Rainy Wayne gave them a good start. They kind of give themselves a chance in that second game, and Evansville came through with a big hit by Taylor Lane, and a big way for him to break through, I guess, in his Otters debut.
Look, can we get Rumble? There's Rumble.
Yes, there he is.
Yeah,
He's on Otters TV.
Yeah, no,
Everybody saw it.
Rumble keeps saying he's boycotting. Okay.
He loves our videos.
No.
I'm proud of you.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right. Okay. So let's go back to Tuesday, 13-11. That might have been the longest
game
9-inning game in my 8 years that I've seen here. And just Tyler Beardsley just didn't have it. Really, any of the starting pitchers who came in that day didn't have it because there were so many walks. It got to the point where I'm just begging somebody, either Normal or Evansville, throw strikes. It was just so demoralizing at times because, man, and part of that too, I hate to criticize the umpires. Hopefully I don't get fined. If Steve Tassler actually watches these Otters TV series recaps, I will be pleasantly surprised.
You know he does.
Sam's saying no. So I thought Eric Dunsford's strike zone on Tuesday was horrible. I mean, it was bad. And I hate to be so outrageously just critical because I referee high school basketball and understand umpires, referees. It's a tough job, but man, oh man, just unbelievable. So I thought that kind of played into it. The rain out yesterday, I think, probably hurt Evansville a little bit because then you kind of then had to look back on that first series opener a little bit and consider, hey, every time the Otters got runs, the bullpen couldn't keep that margin there. They would give up more runs, and that was just very demoralizing.
And honestly, it didn't help at that point being behind. Evansville couldn't go to their key guys out of the bullpen. Because you want to keep those guys fresh for when the Otters are in a winning situation, so to speak. And we saw guys that had a chance to prove themselves. That I'm sure the coaching staff, despite the score line, they're looking at these guys. They gotta know who they're going to turn to. And it just didn't quite go the Otters' way in that aspect. In the the meantime, again, they did salvage one to keep it positive. And I think that's very important. So at least, again, show that they can play with normal. And yeah, it really, it's a tough one to take. I mean, like, you know, we've had a series this year at Bosse Field where we had trouble knowing what to talk about because we've seen opponents a couple of times come in here and really take care of business against the Otters.
River City, that was the most
City's
dominant.
The one, yes. Whereas, I mean, it didn't feel like Normal really dominated the Otters, and even though the Tuesday night game was 4 hours long, I went home next day, told my parents. They asked me, you know, like, how late did was the game, and you got home and stuff, and I'm like, oh, 11:30, and it was just a regulation game, 9 innings. It just took 4 hours.
No.
And unfortunately, that night, it didn't end after that 4 hours because I went back to make our ODM broadcasts archive with audio after our struggles that night.
See, that night didn't end for me at the ballpark. I had some buddies who were already at a local watering hole. As I left the ballpark, I called them, give me the biggest ice cold frosty one you got. And I kind of washed away the sorrows there real quick because it is late, and Sam is giving me the look that he always likes to give me when he's tired of holding the iPad. Spencer Medic.
He's also got to get on the bus in the morning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he has to go to Florence. See, we don't have to go to. Do you have? Okay, well, here, we'll get back to that real quick. Spencer Medic did get the start in game 1 of the doubleheader. He got the loss. Pitched well to start and then just ran into a big inning. Randy Wynn fell behind 2-0 early on a base hit, but really settled in. Ended up going 6 innings, struck out 9. That was really impressive. And then Alex Phillips continues to be a reliable guy out of the bullpen. And ever since they made the change to him as closer, he's gotten the job done.
Yeah, there's no doubt about Alex Phillips. If you remember, like that first appearance or two, little base nervous jitters. Obviously, it's tough in the middle of the season to kind of come in and be thrown into the fire and really have to prove yourself. Like he, really just go out there and get it. And but he's settled in and he's proved himself. Obviously, he's got grit stuff, and there's no doubt about it. And again, he's one of those key guys that I think comes in in winning situations that Evansville would like to have in there more if they can just put themselves in the right situation on the scoreboard. But it's getting crunch time now where I'm just going to be interested to see, not that I question our coaching staff here and how they're going to handle this team down the stretch, but when you're desperate for wins at this point in the season, no matter if it's close and the team's still behind you, go to those key guys. Because again, the other night, yeah, it was high scoring, but it was a 2-run game. You still go to those key guys. Because I mean, I'm just always interested to see how a coaching staff and a manager and how they handle that. Especially because again, you're trying to get wins, and we've seen that in Major League Baseball. When it gets September and teams are trying to just propel themselves, they go to the guys that they trust the most. And that'll be something I'll be watching for.
Yeah, Joe DeLuca, by the way, we referenced this our last series wrap-up. Joe DeLuca was a casualty. He was released right at the deadline to add or get rid of players. Taylor Lane was the signee. There's still a couple of guys on the DL. So a lot of still fluid parts, even though that deadline has come and gone. I was surprised Joe DeLuca was the only player released. I thought there'd be a couple more changes just based on what we've seen from Andy McCauley and his staff in the past. Now there's normally 3 or 4 changes that happen.
Well, it's just a matter of do they have guys lined up that they want to bring in. At this point in the season, it's tough to really find guys.
Yeah.
Not just in terms of the frontier, but across all nationwide in terms of baseball. There's multiple independent leagues and affiliated baseball. And maybe at the time, Taylor Lane was the only one who was looking for a job. And again, got the call and showed up here and again came through with the big hit tonight.
Yeah, so I mean, again, not the result that Evansville wanted, losing 2-3 to Normal. A game under 500 at 40-41. That's the situation. It's just weird that the Otters are this late into a season and they're still under the 500 mark, where last year at this time I think Evansville was right around 10 games over 500. And so that's the situation there. Otters are going to be on the road at UC Health Stadium in Florence, Kentucky. Friday, it's a 6:05 Central start. Saturday, a 5:05 Central start. And then Sunday, getaway day. I'm sure Sam and everybody else on the team likes the fact that it's a 1:35 Central start, so that game should be over by 4:30. A couple of hours, and then you're back really before the evening news is on. Sam, do you have your passport ready?
I'm confused.
You're going across.
You're going across the
state
Ohio,
roads.
man.
Oh, okay. Things get different.
Sure.
No, you guys have been to.
Yeah.
You've been to Florence
This-
once,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Can you not tell the difference between the two rivers, or between the river?
I think I might have slept through that.
Is there a difference between Indiana and Kentucky?
Yes.
What's the difference?
Time zone.
No, no, no.
No, Henderson's in Circuit.
Go to Kentucky. I will drive you to Kentucky, and we'll look at the differences. Great state, Kentucky. My parents lived there a couple
Good
of years.
scenery.
Yeah, good scenery. You know, the horses and everything. But there are differences. You can tell where the Mason-Dixon line is.
Oh, I gotcha.
Just it's the South.
Yes.
Okay, Indiana's the
You
Midwest.
go to Henderson, like it was just literally 5 minutes across the bridge, and I mean, and they have accents.
Yeah.
It's just weird. You know, you're that close, you wouldn't think there would be a difference in speech. But
And we
We're-
don't have accents in here. So.
We
We're
have Southern
drawing
Indiana.
Civil War lines.
Actually, though, fun fact: Kentucky, yes, was a part of the South, but they never seceded from the Union. Tennessee did,
Yeah.
but Kentucky never left. So, kudos to them.
History by Zane.
I guess.
No, kudos to them. I mean, it was Abraham Lincoln's one of his 3 home states. Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois all claim him. Sam, we've been talking about doing this for a couple of times. Did we mess up on anything today? Sam, after the last couple of,
Pretty sure we probably
of
did.
series wrap-up, Sam, after he turns off the cameras, like, you messed up this, this, and this, Sam?
No, today we're clean.
Wow, considering how like bummed and tired we are.
I know, we are very tired. Double headers,
I mean, I'm
man.
doing okay.
Double headers.
Honestly, you reminded me. I completely forgot that the time changes when we go to Florence.
Yeah, see, so our game day graphics will reflect Central
Yeah.
Time. Sam, who comes out with all those tremendous tweets right on schedule, might do just double check.
Yeah.
So the game day graphics, if you do follow those, are Central Time. Yeah, it is very confusing. Lake Erie, Florence,
Traverse,
Traverse,
Washington.
those are the only on Eastern, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, because then everybody else is to the...
Yeah.
There was a time, Sam, by the way, real quick, where Indiana was all at the same time. Do you remember that? It was like a year. And people complained, and then it went back to being 2 different time zones.
People complain. That seems like it's the most logical
I don't
solution.
remember that. I do remember.
Mitch Daniels was governor. And like that was one of Mitch Daniels' things. We're going to put the whole state on the same time. It was awesome because I have parents who live, or I have grandparents who live up north of us, Vincennes, an hour away. And that would be, I mean, straight north on US 41, different time zone. Like,
Yeah, that's.
but the best part is, okay, so getting to Vincennes for the holidays, it would take 2 hours when it was only a 60-mile drive.
Don't turn this into a long story, dude.
Going home, it was 0 time. Because if I would leave at 5:30 Eastern, I'd get home at 5:30 Central. So
The more you know. All right.
that'll do it. Otters are back
Ready
at
to go.
home on
Monday.
ready to go. I've been
Tuesday.
ready to go. You guys have been
Games
packing up.
starting Tuesday against Miners.
Yeah, Miners, 6:35. We get to see our good friend Jason with Southern Illinois. And then who's the last series?
River City.
River City. So
We'll see Ryan back.
Right in.
Ryan Buchanan.
that's right. And we haven't talked to him on Otters TV, have we?
I don't think so.
Perhaps we can talk with him.
We didn't want to after they swept us last time.
No, we didn't. We haven't asked
No.
Jason yet either, but do you think we should ask Jason if he wants to be on Otters TV?
Hey, that's your call. You're the man on Otters TV.
It's probably against his contractual obligations with the Miners, I guarantee. It's written in the fine print. All right. Well, Sam, thank you for being
Thanks, Sam.
our producer. He's Preston. Eugene, go put him back in the press box.
You trust me with them?
Yes. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.